So I've taken a shower, put on some makeup, got dressed up in the new shirt my friend Barb just gave me for the second time, and I really am going to make this video this time.
I am not a doctor, and this is not medical advice. What you're watching is my journey through cancer. I hope you'll find thoughts here that inspire you, as well as strategies for beating cancer that you too can deploy. But always consult your doctor before deployment.
I really thought that I had been handling having cancer with a very even temperament. But in the last month or 6 weeks or so, while I have been waiting for the results of the tests that will tell me if the treatments all worked, I haven't been quite as even. Again, I'm not exactly sure why, but I think it might have to do with focus. That is, the focus going through treatment was to beat cancer. And now that treatment is over, the focus is on the consequences of not beating cancer. And those were, in my case, pretty dire. I mean, back when I was diagnosed, the statistics were 48 to 46% that I would beat it. I mean, I had stage 4 cancer. But not beating it didn't mean I would necessarily die. It could have meant that I'd have to have a colonostomy and wear a colonoscopy bag for the rest of my life. When the focus shifted from battling cancer to possible outcomes of not winning the battle or not winning it totally, or waiting for test results, I pretty much shut down because the outcomes were terrifying. Then I got the results of the sigmoidoscopy a couple of weeks ago, and the surgeon found no trace of cancer in my colon, and I was ecstatic. Even though I knew I had to pass an MRI test too before we could enter into monitoring mode, I was very hopeful, and I was really excited about possibly getting my really miserable port removed. So I took the MRI exactly 2 weeks ago, and I just got the results. According to the MRI, my anal cancer is gone. No trace of it, and this is miraculous news. There's a little scarring, but the cancer in my colon has been eradicated. The caveat here is that there were also 2 lymph nodes involved, and those lymph nodes are still enlarged. They haven't grown, but they haven't decreased in size either. So what are we going to do about those lymph nodes? Well, the good news is that they're positioned in places where my surgeon tells me she can just go in and snip them out very easily. But she also wants me to have a PET scan, and she wants to send the results of that scan to my 2 oncologists, the one who's in charge of my chemo and the one who's in charge of my radiation. And the 3 of them, along with me, will make a decision together about surgery. I kind of panicked when I was on the phone with her and told her that I just wanted any trace of cancer gone, so let's just do the surgery. And she said, look, I was due to meet with my 2 oncologists in the next week, and she'd have her office call me to schedule the PET scan right after I had met with them. And we weren't necessarily scheduling surgery, but we were all going to be on the case to decide what to do. In other words, we were going to follow the timeline she'd outlined and not wherever my freaked out reaction might lead us, which I understand. Decision is only a week or so away after all in her timeline, but in my current state of mind, 2 weeks feels like forever. I talked to my brother about why now, why after all the treatments are over, my energy is lower than it's been in months, and why I can't concentrate, and why I have such a deep desire not to talk to anyone, not to see my friends, not to go out. He said he didn't know, considering the news was overall very good. And he reminded me that at the start of this cancer adventure, I would have given quite a lot to have been told that I was only one simple surgery away from a cure. And, that's true. The thing is, even after, even when my doctors tell me I'm cancer-free, I will have 5 years of monitoring ahead of me. So I have to pull out of this. I can't spend 5 years periodically taking to my bed and freaking out every 2 or 3 weeks, or even every 2 or 3 months or so, in between the good news and uncertain news and hopefully no bad news. In my quest to figure out why I'm not coping as well now after treatment as I was during treatment, I've talked to other cancer survivors, and what I'm finding out is that it isn't unusual for cancer patients to feel down and depressed at this stage of the cancer experience, which is good to know, but I still feel like shit. So I need an attitude adjustment. I've broken down my plans for this adjustment into several components, which will comprise several separate videos. Otherwise, this video would be way too long. In short, for the purposes of this video, what I'm trying to do is to get back into battle mode, meaning that I need to start thinking about preventing cancer going forward, doing those things that are going to keep any bad news as far away from my door as possible, and I need to find a way out of this sadness, anxiety, to find a way to resume doing the things I love to do, and seeing my friends and doing my work and working out and going out shopping, grocery shopping, little things that you do that I just have no desire to do right now. All the things you do when you're not spending most of your time under the covers in bed. So look for a little series on what to do after cancer treatment is complete and you think you should be celebrating, but you are crashing into a dark and unfamiliar place. Coming soon. In the meantime, I did find the keys to my storage units, so I can start moving my furniture and my stuff into my new office. But I decided I really need bookcases in my office, and my stepfather is currently building them for me, and we got the lumber this week. I was also hit with a huge deluge of second thoughts about the new office. Specifically, did I choose the right colors, or did I make a rash decision to paint it so bright because I was feeling so depressed and I thought the colors would cheer me up? So I talked about it with my friend Barb, the one who gave me this shirt. Also, she is someone who has incredible taste when it comes to interior design. Her home is all warm blues and soothing patterns and textures, lots of books, and just, good taste. I showed her my paint samples, knowing they were not her taste at all, and she said to me that, I quote, "You're going to make this work." I choose not to believe she was just being kind, but that she was tapping into the sort of bright, optimistic style I feel the need for right now.
Photographing how slow I am.
Now I'm photographing how quickly you guys are filling up the room with the lumber for the bookshelves, which Jack is going to build along with Melissa's help. Say hi, Brennan.
Hi.
So that's what's going on. If you want to follow a deeper dive into what I'm calling the not safe for work aspects of cancer treatment and recovery, you can follow me on Patreon. The Patreon link is below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again shortly with another update.
If you liked this video or found it helpful, give it a like, subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell.